You ever have one of those little ideas for an app, but you just figure, well, I don't know how to code, so that's that? Okay, get ready, because today we're going to break down how one creator went from just a simple idea to a fully functional app, all inside a single conversation with an AI. Let's dig in and see exactly how they pulled it off. Right off the bat, this whole thing kicks off with a really powerful, kind of entrepreneurial mindset. This isn't just about building cool things for fun. Nope. It's about creating tools that solve real, actual problems. And yeah, tools that can even make you some money. That idea is really the bedrock for everything else we're about to see. All right, so what was this brilliant idea? Well, like all the best inventions, it started with a small but super common frustration, a real headache, especially for anyone who's constantly tinkering with AI prompts. Oh man, if you've ever grabbed a prompt template from somewhere online, you know this pain. It's this great, complex prompt, but then you have to go through and manually hunt down and replace every little bracket that says, your topic here, or insert audience here. It's so tedious, and it just totally kills your flow. So the vision for the app was just beautifully simple. Instead of all that manual editing, you just paste the entire template, warts and all. The app would be smart enough to find all those placeholders, give you some nice clean input boxes to type in, and then boom, it spits out a perfectly clean, ready-to-use prompt. It's such a simple fix for a huge time waster. Okay, now here's where the real strategy kicks in. See, you can't just go to an AI and say, hey, build me an app that does this thing. The creator knew that to get a really quality result, you first have to teach the AI how to think about the problem. You gotta guide its research. And what I love about this slide is how clearly it shows the two different ways to go about this. The naive approach is just a direct command, right? And that almost always gives you a half-baked result. But the deep think strategy, that forces the AI to stop, to look around, to actually understand the problem before it writes a single line of code. And that's not just a coder trick. That's a whole new way to get better results from any AI. And this wasn't some vague, hey, go do some research command. No, the creator gave the AI a very specific mission. Go find real-world examples. Go to the places where people are actually sharing these prompt templates. Grounding the AI in reality like this was absolutely crucial to getting the context just right. And this really gets to the core philosophy behind this whole project. I mean, you might be thinking, why build a whole tool for this? Why not just ask the AI to reformat the prompt for you each time? And the answer is independence. When you build your own simple tools, you're not locked into paying for some service you could have just made yourself. It's about owning your own workflow and, yeah, keeping your money. So the AI did its research, it followed the plan, and it built the first version of the app. But as anybody who's ever created anything knows, version 1 is, well, it's never perfect, is it? Let's take a look at where the cracks started to show. The first go was called the Universal Prompt Builder. And you know what? To be fair, it kind of worked. Mostly. It did what it was supposed to do. It parsed the prompt and it created the input fields. But the moment the creator actually started using it, some really critical flaws became obvious pretty fast. Okay, this table just nails it. The biggest problem, the absolute deal breaker, was the placeholder bug. The final prompt still had brackets in it. I mean, that defeated the entire purpose of the app. Then you had weird little things like awkward sentences and some just annoying user interface flaws, like having to delete pre-filled text. It was just clunky. Now this is where working with an AI is just so cool. It wasn't about scrapping everything and starting over. Nope. It was about giving clear, specific feedback to fix the bugs, one by one, and to refine the whole thing. And that's how it went from a buggy mess to the much cooler, much more polished PromptForge. So what was the secret to squashing that massive placeholder bug? It was a concept called regular expression, or just regex for short. Now don't let the name scare you. Think of it like a super-powered find and replace. Instead of just looking for a specific word, you can tell it to find patterns, like say any word inside any kind of bracket. This was the silver bullet. And just look at the power of that one regex fix. The new upgraded app wasn't just stuck looking for square brackets anymore. All of a sudden, it could handle pretty much any format you threw at it. Square brackets, angle brackets, curly braces, you name it. This made the tool 1,000 times more useful. And it wasn't just fixes under the hood. The whole user interface got a complete makeover. We're talking a sleek, modern color scheme. All the input fields now started empty, which duh, they should have from the beginning. And the whole thing was cleaned up with 6 really helpful example buttons. It wasn't just more powerful, it was way easier to look at and use. Okay, so after the app was built and working perfectly, the creator took it one step further. They actually asked the AI to create a reusable recipe, a kind of master prompt that could be used to build other little tools like this even faster. And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? How do you take what we just learned from this one little project and turn it into a repeatable system? How do you apply this to your idea? The answer is the meta prompt. Get your head around that for a second. It's not a prompt for the app. It's the prompt you give the AI to build the app. This is the ultimate takeaway, the reusable blueprint that can turn you from someone who just uses tools into someone who actually creates them. And what's so cool is how this breaks down into a clear formula. You start by giving the AI a job title, a role. Then you give it context. You define its main purpose, you lay out all the technical requirements that are non-negotiable, and you even include the tricky little bits of logic, like that regex pattern. It's a complete creative brief for the AI. And just like the creator said, this meta prompt isn't a one-trick pony. It's a whole framework. If you follow this structure, you can reliably get an AI to build all sorts of simple, useful web tools for you, and it just makes the whole process so much faster. So when you really think about it, what this whole process shows us is that the barrier to creating something new is lower than it's ever been. We literally just walk through how to turn a simple idea into a finished product in an afternoon. So that leaves just one last, really exciting question for you. What small, annoying problem are you going to solve first?